Thank you so much for joining us for this special Ishaan S show coverage of the 2025 joint address to Congress. It is definitely a historic time in this country, and so we want to bring you all of that live, and we want to bring all of that to you in real time, exactly what we're hearing. So we're going to be simulcasting that all for you. Right now, if we look at the House chamber right now, if you see over there, that's Vice President Vance and Speaker Mike Johnson that are sitting up there at the rostrum. We are, of course, all waiting for President Trump, the man of the hour, to come in. And it seems like we're just a few minutes away from him coming in. So going into this whole address, we have a few things that we are entering this on the heels of. We are entering on the heels of that tariff that we put in on Canada and Mexico. We are also dealing with the negotiations with Ukraine and Russia that have been going on. You might remember just last week we were covering that very disastrous meeting that we saw coming in. So we have a lot of things in the works in terms of what this administration is up to. As for what we can expect from this address, President Trump has not shied away from theatrics and previous. And I think those are, I'm just looking at the screen right now. I think we have the Supreme Court justices coming in. You can see. I believe those are the Supreme Court justices. They don't look like Supreme Court justices. Oh, no, there they are. They're right there. We see those Brett Kavanaugh, Elena Kagan, Amy Coney Barrett. Like, they're all there. But yeah, that is, anyway, back to what we were talking about. President Trump has a lot of things on his plate that he is interested in covering and in this speech. And it's nothing very exciting. It's very exciting, but it's nothing like unfamiliar. We do know Donald Trump and his tendency to be more into it, be more into the theatrics of it all. And I think that is something he's going to tap into again. We don't know what to expect because it is obviously something that it is in his nature. He likes to keep his cards close to his sleeve. So we'll keep an eye on what exactly he's doing. But anyway, we are going to be bringing you coverage of this right now. You can see the House chamber right there where all of Congress is. And we'll go right into the address. And then after that, we'll see you on the other side when we get a little more full coverage of the everything. We'll get some reaction. I'll react basically to all of it. And then we'll also get the Democrat response to President Trump's address. So stick around with us. The president's address to a joint session of Congress is underway. So let's get into that.
The vice president was on her fourth year of being the vice president. I believe that Johnson was asked later on in an interview what they talked about, and he said, we made niceties. We didn't talk about politics. We talked about things that two humans talk about. I am not sure that that is the case right now with JD Vance and Johnson. I think that they're talking pretty frequently. JD Vance was at the Capitol earlier today for a confirmation hearing for one of the people nominated to join the FBI, one of his longtime friends. So I think that they're
So you
continuously
can
having
see right
conversations in a
there,
way that
I'm
Johnson wasn't
gonna
having with
turn
his administration.
down
We
the,
have about a minute and a half before.
that was our, those were our friends over at
Overnight into today. Obviously, there's some thinking that maybe they would, you know, pull back the tariffs or bring it down to. Mexican and Canadian counterparts trying to make a deal, and that President Trump may announce, if not here, maybe tomorrow, that they are pulling back some of the tariffs, not completely letting them go, but certainly pulling them back as long as these countries say and then become more forceful on issues like fentanyl, on issues that the reason why that these tariffs are put in place. But I think it's just the reality is that Trump saw the stock markets. He is somebody who follows the stock markets. He follows them quite religiously, and they were going back and forth, really kind of freaking out negatively about these tariffs. And so I don't think that the White House will be able to say quite credibly that that wasn't the reason, or that wasn't a reason as to why they're kind of saying we're going to pull these back. But certainly, only time will tell what percentage that is, how much that is, and whether or not they still do reciprocal tariffs on April 2nd, as they said.
Nydia Velázquez, a Democrat of New York, talking with Nancy Pelosi there, both long-term members. I apologize for not recognizing that face. There are 62 new members of Congress. Nearly 20% of the Congress is new. And so that's a lot of new members, and I'm not quite sure who that one was. I think we've had pretty good batting record.
Yes,
80%, haven't we?
Oh, I think more than that.
And Melania Trump, who was on Capitol Hill yesterday as well. Was that a surprise to you down at the White House that she came down? Here comes Mrs. Trump. She's sitting with her guests. Greta gave us her guests earlier.
You can see right now that is First Lady Melania Trump coming into the chamber. Big applause for the First Lady. Yeah, First Lady Melania Trump coming in. Let's take a look. President Trump shouldn't be too far behind, I don't think.
I wasn't surprised to see her. I mean, I think those were her first public remarks since Donald Trump took office. There were some questions about how much she would be in Washington, how frequently she'd be around. But I think that there's a real shift in energy, not just from the president, but also from her office, trying to do things much differently this time around.
Mr. Speaker, the president's
And there is President Trump's famous or infamous cabinet, led right now by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent behind him. I think that's Secretary Pete Hegseth behind Bessent. Pam Bondi. It's the whole team. They're all coming in right now. Oh, I can see one Democrat representative over there who just does not want to shake hands. All Democrats are just sitting down, not interested in shaking hands. That's Senator Adam Schiff over there. Lori Chavez DeRemer, our favorite Robert Kennedy Jr. A lot of people coming in, a lot of people rolling in. Sean Duffy, I think, and then yeah, there's Duffy, and then what a interesting team. And if you want more, you can check my mini series Meet the Trump Administration, where I cover these men and women in depth. We've covered Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, who you see on your screen right now. We've covered Secretary, or no, not Secretary, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, who I think you can see behind Kristi Noem over there. I might be wrong though. And then Director of the Office of Management and Budget, Russell Vogt. We've covered just a few of them. We're on pause right now, but we'll be back very soon. Until then, these are some of the people that are making decisions about your lives every single day. As is usual for this administration, we are once again leaving people behind, or waiting rather for people. So we hope to get those people coming in pretty soon. Those people being President Trump. We are still waiting on him to come in. Hopefully we get him soon. But that is the president's cabinet coming in. That is Secretary of Agriculture and I think Secretary of Commerce behind her. But yeah, let's take a look. Let's wait. As you can see, um, I think I think you can hear me. I don't know if you can tell, but this is all very new to me. This whole live casting a an address I'm trying to do live, but it's completely new. But we are trying to get some look right now. I don't really want to. I don't want to do full on just their commentary, but I just thought that we could work on ways that we could talk about how this is like some it's oh I'm trying this is like so fancy to me, like it's so strange, and I am just trying to learn all of this right now with you, so we're gonna keep perfecting this. I hope it kind of seems good. Otherwise maybe we will stick to just recorded content, but we're just waiting on President Trump right now. We're just waiting on President Trump to come in. I'll tell you right now, we will have full coverage of President Trump's address and Representative Slotkin, or excuse me, not representative anymore, Senator Slotkin's response to this address. Stay tuned for that one too. That one is something that you want to stick around for. I keep looking here because I have a monitor over here with what you're seeing right now. I actually have the literal live thing and you're running on a delay, so it's all running a little interesting. But yeah, that is something. I'll take you back to the simulcast. There's President Donald Trump coming into the chamber, the man of the hour. We're gonna give President Trump the floor. This is the 2025 address to a joint session of Congress. That is President Trump with Senate Majority Leader John Thune behind him and House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and the rest of Senate and House Republican leadership. They're all rolling their way in. Let's give them the floor. I just want to note what happened there. That was a little strange what happened back there. I don't quite know what that's all about. Paper flying? I really don't know what that's all about, but I'm sure we'll find out later. And now we're going to take a listen to President Trump. They're chanting USA right now. But yeah, President Trump, let's take a look.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a great honor. Thank you very much. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States, of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. Never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes. We won the popular vote by big